Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another quick Chivalry video. So in this quick video, I would like to talk to you a little bit about what I consider, as well as many other players, to be the best weapon in the game, at least at the time of making this video. And that would be the two-handed Master Sword. Now, when people say that this is probably the best weapon, they don't mean that if you pick this weapon, you will easily kill everyone else. It just means that overall, if you play with this weapon, you will probably have an easier time than if you played another weapon when it comes to dealing with all of these classes. Now, since this is a sword, a two-handed sword, you don't actually have any damage bonus modifiers against classes like the knight, so you might have to hit them a couple of more times. But overall, you have very high damage numbers, and you have very good slashes and stabs with the Master Sword. The only weapon that I think is better at slashing and stabbing would probably be the longsword, but this one has less damage, so you might have to get in one extra hit there to down someone. But in duels, I would say longsword and master would both be great. Actually, the longsword is probably very underrated, so it definitely has the best stab, the fastest and best stab out of all the two-handed weapons. But the master actually rivals it, because even though it has a little bit slower stab, it does a little bit more damage. So overall, I would say both of those are great in duels. However, in big battles, if you're fighting multiple opponents, I would say Master wins because of the higher damage numbers, and most of your opponents probably will not be playing the Knight class. I mean, a lot of them will be, but it doesn't really matter because you will have a lot of these other opponents that are playing odd classes. So even though you don't have damage number modifiers against those classes, you still have increased base damage, and that's great. And you also have increased special damage. So if you want to give yourself the highest chance of winning most of the encounters in the game, then go with the Master Sword. At the moment of making this video, it's probably the best weapon in the game. There might be other weapons that might be stronger in duels, like for example some one-handed spears and things like that. There are some opponents that can be very nasty to deal with when they're using that. Or even shorter weapons like the sword, the basic sword, or even Morningstar. All of these weapons are great in duels as well. But overall, like I said, I think that Master is probably the best weapon in the game. Not by far, of course, but it still has the edge, in my opinion. So that's it for this quick video. If in case that you've been wondering what people consider to be the best weapon in Chivalry 2, I would say it's the Master Sword. Stay tuned and subscribe for more Chivalry guides.